Hello students, welcome to today's class. In today's class, we shall be looking at this question. A bus travels from city A to city B at a speed of 60 km per hour and returns from city B to city A at a speed of 40 km per hour. What is the average speed of the bus for the entire journey? This question is very simple, okay? But if you don't know it, my dear, you don't know it. Okay? No matter how simple a question is, if you don't have an idea, then you don't know it. Okay? I posted this question, I think, yesterday in our WhatsApp group and Facebook groups, and most of us could not solve it. So I decided to come up with a video so that you can understand how to solve the question. Okay? All right, solution. Now, you're given speed from distance A to distance B. The speed is what? 60 km per hour. And from this same point to point A was 40 km per hour. Right. Now, it is understandable that the distance between point A and point B are the same, right? No difference. They are the same. The distance are the same, all right? But the speed was different. Okay? When it was going to point B, the car used 60 km per hour, and when it was returning 40 km per hour, then that should tell us that the time is going to take the car to move from point A to point B is going to be different from the time it's going to take it from point B back to point A because of difference in speed. Do you understand? Now, the question requires us to calculate the average speed of the bus for the entire journey, right? Now, what is the formula for average speed? Average speed is equal to total distance all over total time taken, right? Yes. This average speed is equal to total distance all over total time taken. Now, how do we continue? I've told us that the distance are the same, all right, from point A to point B and from point B to point A, the distance are the same, okay? But the time cannot be the same, all right? So for the distance to be the same, we can represent it with any figure. Any figure. You could just say 1,000 meter. Do you understand? You could just say, you could just say 1,000 kilometers. Since our question is in kilometer, our answer will also be in kilometers, okay? Since there is no option, having been our options are in meter, then we'll have to convert to meter. Do you understand? There is no option. So let's just go with kilometer per hour, all right? So let's use 100 kilometers, okay? Let's assume the distance between point A and point B is 100 kilometers. Do you understand? Whatever figure you use to represent the distance, you're going to arrive at the same answer. When we are done with this and you do your own, don't use 100 kilometers. Use something else, okay? Now, for us to get our average speed, we need to get time. All right? We need to get time because the time is not the same. You understand? From point A to point B is not the same with from point B to point A, since there is difference in their speed. Do you understand? How do we get the time? How? Remember, speed is equal to what? Speed is equal to distance all over time, right? Now, make time the subject of the formula. Then you have time is equal to what? Is equal to distance all over speed, right? Yes. Time is equal to distance all over speed. Now, let's continue. Then from point A to B, that is the first thing we need to do. From point A to B, we need to calculate the time it took the car to move from point A to point B. It is equal to what? What's the distance between point A to B? The distance we are using is 100, okay? Let's just use 100 all over what? All over the speed. The speed from point A to point B is 60. Do you understand? Yes, it's 60. Then your answer, 100 divided by 60, this is what you have. Then 10 divided by 6 is equal to 1.67. 1.67, since it is time in seconds. Right? So that's the time it took the car to move from point A to point B. Please, let's confirm it. 10 divided by 6. Yes, it's 1.67. Okay? Now, we also need to calculate the time it took from point B to point A. All right? Point B to point A is equal to, the distance is the same, like I said, 100 all over the speed, which is 40. 100 divided by 40 is going to give you what? 2 point what? Sorry. 100 divided by 40 is equal to 2.5. Yes. 2.5 seconds. Now we have the time it took the car to move from point A to point B and point B to point A. Now we're coming back to this average speed. Do you understand? We're coming back to average speed. Remember, it's a total distance all over total time taken. Do not forget these figures, please. From point A to point B, A to B is equal to 1.67 seconds, and B to A is equal to 2.5 seconds. All right, now let's wipe these off. Okay. All right. I hope you are following. Now, our average speed is equal to total distance all over to time taking. Average speed is equal to, what's our total distance? You know, for us to get our total distance is the distance from point A to point B plus the distance from point B to point A. Therefore, this is what we're going to have. Since we represented it with 100, you have to work with that 100, okay? So it's going to be 100 plus 100. Hello, are you following? Yes, that's what it's going to be, because from A to B is 100 and from B to A is also 100. So it's going to be 100 all over 100. That's the total distance. Now, all over the total time taken, that's 1.67 plus 2.5. Do we understand? Then we're going to have 200 all over 4.17, right? Yes, 4.17. Do we understand? So this is your total distance and this is total time taken. So what's going to be your answer? Your average speed is equal to what? 200 divided by 4.17. We have 47.96. 47.96 kilometer per hour. Don't forget that, please. All right, it's going to be in kilometer per hour. Then we can approximate it to be 48 kilometer per hour. All right, yes, to be what? 48 kilometer per hour. All right, it's very simple, but as simple as it is, if you don't know it, then you don't know it. Okay, if you enjoy this video or you wish to see videos like this, kindly subscribe to my channel or follow for more. Then please endeavor to like this video so that it can get to people like you. Thank you very much for watching. See you in our next